Premier League got back into action yesterday at Turf Moor, where Manchester City demolished Burnley by 3-0, and that man in the Netherlands is back in action as we also approach halftime. Well, we're currently at halftime at the Emirates Stadium with Arsenal picking up from where they stopped last season. Bukayo Saka and of course that man in KTR's in the room. And I'm starting the show with two Arsenal fans. What are their names? I don't even want to know your names. Today, young welcome to Saturday Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. Of course, Roland and Michael join me, the two Arsenal fans on the team. As well as Odunayo Ruth. Well, Odunayo is not going to join us today due to other engagements, and of course, CTME, who is also not around today. But we have a packed show for you. We told you that halftime between Arsenal and Nottingham Forest, we've seen two fantastic goals by, of course, Eddie Nketiah and Bukayo Saka, already a goal of the season contender, that one on the very first day, and the first goal had an assist of the season contender from Gabriel Martinelli. We have a lot of games coming up today in the Premier League. We have 5 more games to bring you, 3 in the 3 p.m. kickoffs, which will be taking you through from 3 to 5 when the show ends of Saturday Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. There's also action in France, the French Ligue 1, the Netherlands, the VZ. There's a lot to talk about today. Don't go nowhere. Yes, this Saturday Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. Tunde Young is still here with Roland and Michael. So the two Gunners fans, can you kindly take us through the actions of the first half at the Emirates Stadium so far? How, I was watching the game with both of them. Don't worry, I want your mic. Don't worry. I was watching the game with both of them, Roland and Michael. And Michael was chill. Michael is always calm. But Roland was particularly jittery for the first game of the season against Nottingham Forest. That's how I'm putting on your own mic first. So tell me, what's going on?
And for the first game, I was expecting a win, but still, it's football, anything can happen. So the first 20 minutes of the game was really tough. Everybody was on their toes, and Arsenal was finding it very difficult to penetrate the team. And then we had a moment of magic. That's what I'm going to describe it as, a moment of magic for Martinelli with the 360 assist to Nketiah and beautiful finishing, and then followed by another fantastic finish from Saka, which I'm buzzing right now, and actually very fantastic game.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this season, Nottingham Forest ended Arsenal's last season Premier League title race, and coming into this season, the energy has to be there. I mean, they are starting another title race with Nottingham Forest, who ended their title race last season. So this season there is no cause for alarm, no cause, no pressure, you understand. So I think it's always certain, it's always a victory for us now. This game, I mean, opening game of the season, Arsenal always done, especially with the form coming into this season. I mean, their preseason, they had maybe not bad but above average preseason, and coming into the season, the qualities added into the team, you do not expect Arsenal to draw the game. So there's no cause to be pressured. So I just believe that's just a fantastic performance from Arsenal.
Yeah, definitely fantastic performance from Arsenal so far, as Nottingham Forest in their white and light blue jerseys come out for second half in the Emirates Stadium. We of course expect the Arsenal players to work out again. So scores 2-0 at halftime. Predictions, guys. What do you think this game will win?
Yeah, I think what we saw in the first half was just a tip of the iceberg. I think Arsenal will get 3 more this second half. I do not know what Steve Cooper has told his boys, but the first half they were so defensive. I do not think they will want to continue that way. So coming out, I mean, Arsenal with the qualities on the bench, I think a goal from the bench is still going to show up in this game, and I think it's 3 goals, so 5 goals on aggregate. I think it's 5 goals to nothing.
Wow, very confident
for me.
I'll go with Michael on this. I believe they are going to get 5 goals in this game. I mean, they have not even brought on Martinelli, and I'm sure when Martinelli comes on, he's going to get a goal. Rather, Trossard, when he comes on, is going to get a goal. So I think what Nottingham Forest, they are lagging seriously by not trying to attack. I mean, when you come into a game like this against Arsenal, a very top team, you know there's a very good chance you're not going to win. So you have to just play your cards and actually attack instead of sitting back and let them pound you till the pound goes out of you. Just take your chance and try and see if you can anything can work out. Be adventurous. You're going to lose anyways. So why not try?
Season, I understand, and I think they should. It's just the difference in quality. The quality in Arsenal from the quality in Nottingham Forest. I mean, the difference is obvious. I mean, look at the quality of goals, the assists that the players have delivered. I mean, you can tell that these players are qualitative players, not just in quantity. They have so much quality that can deliver for them. They can believe in even in the tightest moments, and that's what we are trying to say in the second half.
Let me just chip in. One of the stats of the first half was, I think one of the first 25 minutes was
183 to 13.
13 completed. That is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
It's very ridiculous.
Yeah, anyway, still this Sports Cruise on 98.3 FM. We're talking Premier League. We're talking Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest as kickoff. We kick off the second half, 45 minutes on the clock at the Emirates Stadium, and it's 9 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock right here in the studio. And I can tell you that there are a few other games going on. In the Championship, we have Coventry versus Middlesbrough currently leading by 2 goals to 0 against Middlesbrough. 78 minutes down. By the way, this game was supposed to start by 12:30, the early kickoff, but was delayed by 30 minutes. It started by 1 o'clock because of some action in the turnstiles that led to a 30-minute delay. But yeah, Coventry currently leading 2-0. Goals by Matthew Gooden and RG Wright, the American striker, against Middlesbrough to give. I'm just telling you that for ticket purposes. So you know what to do. Shame me, basically. Still in the spirit of football official. Well, football has been going on, but football officially with us today. And we can tell you that after the Arsenal game, we'll talk about Bournemouth versus West Ham United. We'll kick off by 3 p.m. Lineups out for that one. We'll go through the lineups very quickly. The guys, I'm sure, Roland will take us through Bournemouth versus West Ham lineup. Michael will take us through Brighton versus Luton Town, and we'll go through Everton, Fulham, Sheffield United, Crystal Palace lineups as well. Those are the 3 p.m. kickoffs. Then 5:30 Newcastle versus Aston Villa. Of course, we might not be able to take you through that game because the show ends by 5, but we'll of course bring you the lineup as soon as they are available around 4:30 thereabouts. And in the French League 1, we'll see Marseille versus Rennes by 4 p.m. Then PSG versus Lorient. PSG have left out Kylian Mbappe, Neymar Jr. and Marco Verratti from the squad in Luis Enrique's first official game as manager of the club. What does that tell you? It means that they are moving on.
For me, I'm surprised that they said it and they are doing it. I thought they were just bluffing. But leaving Mbappe out of your team is you are being ridiculous. What are you on? Mbappe is like the best talent, young talent in the world right now. And for some ego reason, you do not want him to start.
I mean, it's just the team. They are trying to show no one is bigger than the team. And if a bad egg stays among good eggs, there is a high chance that the bad egg is going to corrupt
the good eggs.
I mean, there are a lot of young players in PSG. They are trying to groom. I mean, it's so unusual of them, but this time we are seeing young talent in PSG, and you as a top player they should be looking up to. As a young player, you came as a young player, how you thrive, they should be looking up to, and you are putting on this attitude. They do not want that in their team. They want to move forward and they want to grow. So that's what I actually think about the team. They have to just move on. It's part of life. and part of the game as well.
Yeah, they are trying to move on. They've put Kylian Mbappe up for sale, but the player has adamantly refused to leave. That's the saga. Mbappe wants to leave as a free agent next year. He doesn't want to be sold to anybody. He wants to go. Everybody knows it's an open secret. He wants to go to Real Madrid. And Real Madrid at the moment have not come with any bids. But we'll see how that progresses. And for the likes of Marco Verratti, Renato Sanchez, who have already been put on the transfer block, or even that Neymar could be making a return to Barcelona.
Yeah, Neymar to Barcelona is going to be a dream come true for the Barcelona fans. All the Barcelona fans are saying, we don't mind. I'm like, well, I mean, coming back to Barcelona would be something. But I don't think he will be able to play on the level which we know him as. Probably would come from the bench. I don't think he's going to be able to start and be the Neymar that we all know. Probably just going to be like what Messi is supposed to be when he comes back to Barcelona. Just that guy that you put in to influence the game.
Exactly. I mean, the energy, the physicality, we do not think it's anymore there. The quality is reducing, and it's discipline as well. He is one kind of player with that lacks discipline. The same sentence. Yeah, I mean they are really in discipline. So I do not think he's going to be at that top level performing as usual.
Well, bad news for Arsenal fans. Still no goal. Still 2-0 to Arsenal. But Jurgen Timber has just been assisted off the pitch in his Premier League debut for his new club. In fact, this is his first official start. If you are not going to count the competition, first official game for Arsenal, and he's been assisted off the pitch in the 50th minute to be replaced by Takehiro Tomiyasu. Did anybody see what happened there?
I think the injury started from the first half. The closing minutes of the first half, where he got a yellow card from a tackle when he's sliding, and when he stood up, he was not feeling so strong. He had to be escorted off. But I think coming in the second half, they must have examined him and thought he was fit enough to start. And him going down now is just, I don't know, it's something. Maybe they didn't examine him enough, or I don't know. It's surprising. I'm stunned.
I'm sure we'll get more information on what happened to Jurgen Timber, the Dutch defender who just joined Arsenal from Ajax this summer. But right now, I can tell you, still 2-0 Arsenal lead and still putting on the pressure against Nottingham Forest. That took Tomiyasu instantly, taking the shot and letting everybody know that he's on the pitch. But in case you were wondering, you are listening to Saturday Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, you can see Wisdom is here in his Chelsea jersey, even though Chelsea don't play until tomorrow. We'll talk about Chelsea Liverpool, which is the game of the match week for me, and we'll discuss that in depthly. Michael is here, Roland is here in his native. You can see him looking like a senator. Just check YouTube and Facebook, Mainland 98.3 FM. But for now, let's still go back to the discussions of football. Hopefully, the guys have the lineups ready for me.
Yes, I do. I have the lineups of Bournemouth versus West Ham here, and starting from the back, we have Neto right back and Ramsey, Zambai, Sensi, Keraske, Woodwell, Billings, Brooks, Christian, Anthony, and Solanke leading the line, of course. And then on the West Ham side, we have Antonio leading the lines, Benrahma, Fornells, Gerard Bowen. On the right side, we have Lucas Paqueta. Everybody's looking forward to that guy. And we have Sochek. Yeah, we have Emerson. We have Zuma. We have Kafa. And then we have Algard in the centre back position. Yeah, and Alphonso Areola starts in goal for West Ham versus Bournemouth. Before I take the guys' prediction on that game, real quick, let's talk about this formation a little bit. West Ham United starting Lucas Paqueta, despite the very public interest of Manchester City in the player. You would think that a player that's under 100 million bid would be excused from footballing action because his head might have been turned, or he might have been distracted. Might have been distracted by the offer to join Manchester City. But he starts in a double pivot, playing the Declan Rice role alongside Thomas Suchek, and not Thomas Tuchel, Thomas Suchek. And Jared Bowen starts as the right winger. Of course, Pablo Fornals is the 10, side Benrahma on the left wing, and Mikel Antonio is the leading man up front. This Antonio and West Ham marriage looks like it's never going to end. No matter what striker they bring in, Mikel Antonio is going to play. Gianluca Scamacca came and he left just within a season. It didn't quite work out. But for Bournemouth, they survived relegation against all odds last season. But manager Gary O'Neill is no longer, and Andoni Raiola
begins his reign as Bournemouth manager today. Kickoff by 3 p.m. They line up with Neto in goal, the goalkeeper and captain. They have right back Max Aarons, who only just joined the club yesterday. In fact, he joined the club after almost joining Leeds United from Norwich. He had already agreed personal terms with Leeds United and even did a medical. And Bournemouth came in the Premier League club and he said, "I'm not."
Of course.
And today he could have been playing Championship football for either team, because Norwich and Leeds are both in the Championship. Now he's playing Premier League football. He starts immediately for Bournemouth. Zabani and Marco Senesi are the central defenders. Kekes, the defender they signed from Feyenoord. Philip Billing, one of the stars of last season, one of the standout players for Bournemouth last season. I think he scored about 7 goals, which is impressive for a midfielder. Starts alongside Joe Rothwell. One underrated part of Bournemouth's summer business is that they've lost Jefferson Lerma, and that is going to be tested to see their defensive solidity. But they have a midfield trio behind the striker of Jadon Anthony on the left. Christie is the 10, and Brooks, David Brooks, is the right winger, with Dominic Solanke leading the line. Premier League o'clock on Mainland 98.3 FM. We are still talking sports. We are still talking Premier League. And as soon as Michael is ready for me, he's going to let me know who are the 11 starting for both Brighton and Luton Town.
Yes, Brighton played their kickoff their Premier League season against Luton Town at home, and on their very first lineup of the season, Jason Steele starts in goal for Brighton and Hove Albion after the departure of, or the possible departure of
that Robert Sanchez,
their number one goalkeeper.
I mean, but even when Sanchez was there last season, Jason Steele was started. That's one of the reasons Sanchez wanted to leave, and he has gone to Chelsea.
Yeah, for the defense, it's a 4-4-2 formation. Pascal Grob and Paris Estupinan starts at right and left and fullbacks. Yeah, Lewis Dunk and Jan Paul Herkel starts at the center, at the heart of the defense. Yeah, the debutants James Milner and Mahmoud Dahoud, they both starts in central midfield.
Completely new midfield.
Exactly. Solimach and Kaoru Mitoma as well starts on the flank. Danny Welbeck and Joao Pedro, also a debutant, starts up front for them. And for Luton Town, my top candidates to relegate.
Everybody's top candidates.
My top candidate, exactly, my top candidates. Thomas Kaminski starts in goal for them. It's a 3-5-2 formation. Mars Anderson, Tom Lockyer, and Amir Bell starts at the defense. For the midfield, Issa Kabore, Peli Ruduk, Marvelous Nakamba, Tahit Chung, Ryan Gengao starts in the midfield for them. Then up front, it's Elijah Adebayo and Charlton Morris. They are two top strikers, the ones who are claimed to cause havoc in the Premier League this season.
Yes, Charlton Morris had a fantastic season. He only just signed for Luton last season. He had a fantastic season, scored about 20 goals to help them get promoted. Elijah Adebayo had a fantastic season. The season before that, they made the playoffs as well, but couldn't get promotion. Elijah Adebayo, of course, as the name implies, is of Nigerian descent, but he's still at this moment in time an Englishman, even though he has not played for either of the countries. And I don't think with Nigeria's depth of talent in the striking position, I don't think Nigeria has his time quite yet. Analyzing the rest of this the team, Perudo Companzo has an opportunity to make history in just about 40 minutes. He will become the first player to play across all levels of English football. He has been with Luton Town since they were a non-league team. He joined them on loan from West Ham United. He signed permanently the following season when they gained promotion to League 2. He played in League 1 with them. He played in the Championship, and now he's going to play in the Premier League today, completing the 5 steps of English football, and he's the only player to have done that with a single club.
That's a landmark for him.
Also starting some names you might recognize in Luton Town. They've not made lots of big name signings, but if you are a football aficionado, you know who Marvelous Nakamba is, the midfielder from Tanzania. Tanzania signed for Aston Villa some years back. Didn't quite work out, and he had a good season on loan at Luton last season, and they've signed him permanently. So Marvelous Nakamba starts in midfield. Tai Chung, if that name sounds familiar to you, if you don't know the name, you might know the face. The young kid with the puffy hair at Manchester United a few years back is a Luton Town player now. Luton have signed him, and he starts today as well. Ryan Giles is the left wing back for Luton today. He joins from Wolverhampton Wanderers as well. So some recognizable players here and there, especially if you play Football Manager. I still think Brighton and Hove Albion are the favorites for this. So what do you guys think?
Brighton and Hove Albion definitely, making their return to Europe after a very, very long time, or possibly their first time in Europe. But I think they are the favourites to win. I mean, Luton Town also coming into the Premier League will want to, show strong head. But exactly, Brighton are at home, and they will always want to make their fans happy at the beginning of the season, show them something.
Brighton were very fantastic last season, and I'm sure they are going to still be fantastic this season. And if their boys turn up as they should, they would beat the hell out of Luton.
I think Brighton should get the win. They are definitely going to get this win, because I still do not think Luton Town are ready for the Premier League.
I think I say that on the physicality level.
And the technicality as well.
Yeah, Premier League football is a lot, and it's a massive step up from the Championship. And even in the Championship, they did not dominate. They are a team that I'll not necessarily say struggle, but they were not one of the very best teams. They made the Championship playoffs 2 years in a row. The first time they lost to the semi-finals, the second time they got to the finals and they won the final. So you can see the progression, but they are not quite there yet. They are a team that they've stayed loyal to the people that gained them promotion, and that's not always
the case.
That's not always.
That's not how it goes.
It's not always advisable.
Get new players.
It's not always advisable to do that. Get Premier League talent. The sign was Barkley though. He doesn't play today. But let me see if he's on the bench. I think
it's not even on the bench.
He's not on the bench as well.
Them,
so,
yeah.
But you'll be hoping that at least he can bring his Premier League experience for Luton Town. So yeah, that's all from that game. We'll move on to Everton versus Fulham. I can tell you that both lineups are out for this 3 p.m. kickoff at Goodison Park. Of course, Alex Iwobi starts for Everton, because who else wants that? But let me start from the goal. Jordan Pickford is in goal for the Toffees. He starts in goal. Ashley Young, the new signing from Aston Villa, he starts as a left back immediately. It's a midfield partnership of Michael Keane and Tarkowski, and Patterson is the right back. In midfield, it is a very confusing midfield formation here, because it looks like they are playing five central midfielders. Okay, I can see Abdoulaye Doucouré, the man who scored the goal that kept them up last season, starting alongside Idrissa Gueye and Onana, not Andre Onana, Amadou Onana, the midfielder, the Belgian midfielder, not the Cameroonian goalkeeper. And then ahead of them, I can see James Garner, the midfielder, the English midfielder, they signed for Manchester United last season. He's a defensive midfielder, and alongside him, Alex Iwobi, a central midfielder. So Neil Maupay starts up front, but it seems as though Everton are just playing 5 central midfielders and hoping for the best. I do not understand this formation from Sean Dyche, but of course it will not be Sean Dyche if he's not ultra defensive. For Fulham though, it's a more balanced setup. I can see Leno in goal, former Arsenal goalkeeper, the German international Bernd Leno in goal. It's a midfield 4, or it's a back 4, I beg your pardon. Kenny Tete starts as the right back. It's midfield defensive partnership of Diop and Tim Ream, the American, and another American, Robinson, starts as the left back. His midfield is Harrison Reed and Sasa Lukic, and with Paulina is injured. He got injured in the summer series and might be out for majority of the season actually. So bad news on that front. But Harrison Reed and Sasa Lukic starts. Tom Kenny also starts. The babyface Tom Kenny, captain of Fulham, starts in midfield alongside Willian and Ari Wilson. And the new signing, Raul Jimenez starts up front ahead of Mitrovic. So Mitrovic, while still has not been sorted out, and I don't even think he's on the bench. No, I can't find. Okay, he's on the bench. So Alexander Mitrovic on the bench. He's still not gotten his move to Saudi Arabia like he wanted, and he protested. But we have Nigerian presence in this one on the bench as well. Kevin Bassey, new signing from Ajax, he starts on the bench today, the number 3. Carlos Vinicius is on the bench as well. Bobby Dovarid, the Jamaican striker, Dibli Diaz, Kenneth Mbabu, Alexander Mitrovic, like I mentioned, Pereira, the Brazilian. I'm surprised that Pereira starts on the bench. Maybe he's not seen an injury we don't know about. Stansfield and Rodak completes the bench for Fulham. For the Evertonians, it seems as though they kept all their attacking talent on the bench, because Jared Brightwaite is on the bench. They have Cannon on the bench. They have Arnaud Danjuma, the new signing on loan from Villarreal, is on the bench. He's a forward, could have started this game alongside Neil Maupay to give them a bit of attacking energy. But it seems Sean Dyche is prioritizing defense above all else today. Andre Gomez is on the bench. Vitaly Mitalenko on the bench as well. Onyango and Virginia completes the bench for Everton. Missing players include Dele Ali, Seamus Coleman, and Dwight McNeil, all of whom are injured. 63 minutes are gone in the Emirates Stadium. It's still 2-0. Michael's prediction of 5-0 is not going quite as planned. But let me hear Wisdom's prediction. Wisdom, drop some wisdom.
Good afternoon, Okwe. Is it Okwe?
Wow. Mic off immediately. He still ask me, is it Okwe? On my own show. Wow. It's not me that not supposed to know your name. Alright.
Sorry, I mean Tunde, Roland, and my guy
Michael.
Wisdom
is not good with names.
Yeah, I think this game is probably Arsenal will add a goal and it will end the 3-0.
For the sake of people's tickets, I do hope they at the very least do over 2.5. Speaking of tickets, but as soon as it turns 2:30, we'll go into Pontas Corner a little bit and give you games to pick ahead of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. We gave you some games yesterday. While the tickets still they go, man, I don't enter bush, but thank God I played Wale so that's why because I'm not going to watch it. So we'll definitely do that. But right now, let us quickly take one more lineup for the 3 p.m. kickoffs. That's Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace. Newly promoted Sheffield United are back in the Premier League. They start with Foderingham in goal. It's a back three of Robinson, Johnny Egan, and Basham. If you are an FPL OG, about 2 seasons ago, Sheffield United really did people proud. 3 seasons ago, everybody remember Lundstram and Fleck and all these guys that gave us points. They have George Baldock. They've managed to retain most of the team. Actually, it seems a very similar team to the one that performed very well 3 years ago and then got relegated 2 years ago. So they have George Baldock. They have Oliver Norwood and Akhmedovich in midfield. They have Jamal Lowe started as a left wing back. Is Osborne, Osula, and Traore. Traore leads the line for Sheffield United. That's Benny Traore. And for Crystal Palace is Sam Johnston in goal, Joe Ward, Joaquin Anderson, McGahey, and Tyreek Mitchell at the back four. It's a midfield duo of Jefferson Lerma, the man who just left Bournemouth to sign for Crystal Palace, and Sheikh Dukore. Jeffrey Schlupp starts on the wings alongside Jordan Ayew. Ebere Chieze is the number 10 behind Hudson Edward. On the bench for Palace is Ahamada, Nathan Klein, and Nathan Klein still going strong in Premier League football. They have Gordon, they have Jean-Philippe Mateta, they have Matthews, they have Raksaki, they have Richards, they have Jairo Riedewald, and James Tompkins on the bench. And for Sheffield United, they have Brooks, they have Davies, they have Akford, they have Larucci, they have Marsh, they have Seriki, not the musician. They have Slimani, they have Souza, and they have Aaron Trusty, the trusty defender they just signed from Arsenal. Speaking of Arsenal, the Flames have cooled down a bit, but Michael, I see you've been watching keenly, so perhaps you want to give us an update and tell us how the game is progressing so far.
I mean, this Nottingham Forest side are just so stubborn. They would not come out, but it seems they are just coming out a bit now. Arsenal has been knocking, but those guys will not just come out. But let's see what happens as Nottingham Forest and Arsenal are just struggling for the ball. Goes to train and Arsenal.
It looks like Arsenal are not, putting in too much intensity, because what are you looking for again after 2-0? If Nottingham Forest are not going to make it easy after 2-0, as we see Taiwan when he getting prepared to come on, and so if Nottingham Forest are not going to budge, Arsenal they are not desperate. They are already leading.
Yeah, I think it's time for them to go to the bench now and see the hungry players who want to prove themselves as well. So let's see if something can come out for that. But I think it's time to go to the bench now. Can
Taiwo Uni change something for Arsenal in this game, Roland? As we see him preparing to come off the bench and into the game, we already have a Nigerian on the pitch in the person of Olaino, who has a yellow card from the 28th minute. And Taiwo Uni getting ready to come on. I think Emmanuel Dennis is not in the match they scored today. But Taiwo Uni, number 9, might be coming on. I think he even scored against Arsenal last season. I'll confirm that. But Roland, talk to me about his presence in this game. Are you afraid?
No, I'm not afraid. I think for I want it to have any kind of impact on this game, the first thing that will have to happen is Tottenham, rather
Tottenham.
Nottingham Forest, they need to play differently for them to be any different. With the way they are playing right now, even if they had a Noon, even if they had a Hurricane safe, with the way they are playing, nothing is going to happen.
Shots fired.
They need to press a little bit for. Although I'm an Arsenal fan, I don't want them to press a little bit for. They can continue like this.
Oh, I'm asking you as an analyst, not as an
But I'm
fan.
saying this as an analyst. For them to actually make any kind of improvement in this game, they need to they are being pressed too much to the back. They need to take some risks, shoot some long balls, and just give a 50-50 chance of the strikers and the midfielders to fight for the ball and see if they can get something. Like this, they are just sitting and waiting for Arsenal to come at them, and like this, I don't think anything fantastic is going to happen.
I don't think they are trying to do anything fantastic, but you are still listening to Saturday Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. They came into this game with intentions to not lose. Basically, they just wanted to play it well and hope to catch Arsenal on the break. And they had a good chance before Arsenal scored. Brennan Johnson with a one-on-one that he blasted over the bar should have probably finished that, and it would have perhaps been a different game from an Arsenal perspective.
Yes.
But as you say that, Nottingham Forest with an effort on goal. The inverted left wing back, right-footed, can play right back, can play left back, can play right wing back. A utility player, former Chelsea academy graduate, and so signed from Torino this season. And dragged the shot wide of Ramsdale's post. He went far wide, but Ramsdale did not think so. The way he dove like he was expecting that ball to crawl into the bottom corner. But I will continue to give you updates. It's Saturday Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. My name is Tunde Young. I'm chilling here with Roland, Michael, and we are balanced actually. I'm just realizing that it's 2-2. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Wisdom. Wisdom and I, Chelsea fans versus Roland and Michael, Arsenal fans. We are streaming on YouTube and Facebook. If I see your message on YouTube, thank you very much. He said, I don't care if Arsenal should play over 2.5 or not. They had better win. 386k is on the line. Tunde, what is your honest take about Chelsea and Caicedo and Adams, and what's the current update? First of all, that 386k, just give me the 80 on top first. Then we can discuss what my thoughts are. Yeah, but maybe we should dive into that conversation very soon. We'll open the phone lines eventually. But let's after the Arsenal game, we'll open the phone lines and discuss the game with the fans. But let's talk about this Caicedo thing real quick. And I will start with the Chelsea fan here, Wisdom. What do you think? First of all, what we know so far. Let me answer your question first. What we know so far is that the Liverpool put in 111 million bid for Caicedo that was accepted immediately by Brighton, but the player himself has turned down the move because he prefers Chelsea, and we don't know yet if Chelsea will match that figure, even though there are reports that says that they will. We don't know anything officially yet. We've not heard anything from the verified sources in Fabrizio Romano or David Ornstein, but I've seen multiple reports from multiple other people that says Chelsea are going to match that offer, and as soon as Brighton accepts it, of course Caicedo wants to be a Chelsea player. First of all, do you think 111 million is Caicedo money?
Guy, that money is a bit too much for that guy. I think why do they even wait for this long? They waited for Liverpool to make their own bid, and then now they will struggle to try to beat Liverpool and beat. So I think that's too much.
So Chelsea are paying for dragging their feet, baby.
Yeah,
because everybody knew Brighton were holding out for 100 million fee. Brighton only wanted 100 million. But I think it's Liverpool that I should blame for the achieve. Because someone asked 100 million, you bid 111 million. Because of what?
They just want Chelsea to shut up, I think.
They're trying to outbid Chelsea. That's why
Chelsea have not even bid 100 million. Chelsea's last bid was 80 million. And Brighton have always said we want 100. So if you go in, why not just go with the 100 that Brighton say they want? Which one is 111 that take 11, use and buy something?
I think that Chelsea, right, if they are going to spend that much money on Caicedo, they better know what they are doing. They better be a plan. They better be something behind this, because if you put that much money on Enzo, you put that much money on Caicedo, and you guys are not up to something. You guys are not cooking something. It's horrible.
Yeah, thank you very much. We'll get back to the Caicedo conversation very soon. But for now, let's go into Ponda's Corner, because we are approaching 3 p.m. and I want to give you enough time to play the game. So, Mafo, don't worry. Ladies and gentlemen, as soon as you hear that music, you know it's betting time. Praising time. Praising time, winning time. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I can tell you that I have a couple tips for you guys. I have a couple accumulators to help you enjoy this weekend. I mean, I can already see it. I can already see that this weekend, this weekend is going to be good. First, let me give you guys opportunity to drop your own tips first. First of all, just predict instantly who is winning Bournemouth versus West Ham, or is it even a draw, or is it that you see goals coming? Real quick, run through it.
Okay, first of all, I think for me to be over 1.5. That is my take for them.
Same for Michael and Wisdom.
A West Ham win.
Yeah,
West Ham win.
A go, but I think it's a win or draw for West Ham.
All right, I think we all agree that Brighton is going to beat Luton Town.
Exactly, that's certain.
Everton Fulham, especially with Everton's demonic setup.
I mean, this was Sean Dyche's first formation against Arsenal, and that formation led to victory because it was so annoying for me as an Arsenal fan watching that game. The central midfielders joined the fullbacks to nullify the wingers. I mean, Bukayo and Saka, they were kept quiet and they just got a chance.
But that's Arsenal. Would he work against Fulham? You expect Arsenal to have the ball 100% of the time, but Fulham are pretty much on the same level as Everton.
I mean, the most dangerous attacker for Fulham has to be Mitrovic, who is on the bench. Raul Jimenez has not really been effective for Wolves. I think Everton should get a win in this game, but I actually think it's going to be a narrow win, probably a 1-0 victory by chance.
Okay, 1-0 victory. Michael says, moving to Wisdom real quick. Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace. Talk to me.
I think it should be a Crystal Palace win or draw.
Why?
Sheffield United, I think they are not there for the business yet.
They're newly promoted.
Yes, so I think Crystal Palace will get a better of them or draw.
So those are the words of wisdom from Wisdom. So it's time for the guys to step out of my shine. Let me give you my own ticket. 8-game accumulator. Roland, they doubt me. No, say I confirm. It's about Mullen and Banga. Anyway, 8-game accumulator. I hope you have your pen and your paper out, or even your phone. Just type it and put it directly. Put whatever you want to put on it. 8 straight wins, 53 odds total. Brighton to win against Luton Town, as we mentioned. PSV Eindhoven to beat Utrecht. PSV are at home to Utrecht in the Dutch Eredivisie today, this afternoon. That game is around 3:30, I believe. Olympique Marseille versus Reims. Olympique Marseille to win at home against Reims today as well, this evening, I believe. 1.80 odds for a home win for Marseille. I think that's awfully generous. Speaking of generosity, Bayern Munich home. Not home, but Bayern Munich should win against RB Leipzig in the German Super Cup today, and 1.56 that one for that one to happen. PSG versus Lorient. PSG post Mbappe, but they unveiled Ousmane Dembele today. I don't know if they already in time enough to play, but I think they should be able to beat Lorient at home with or without Dembele. And the big game on these tickets, the one that make the odd to better, Real Madrid away and Athletic Bilbao as high as 2.36 odds for an away win. I know Madrid do not technically have a striker right now, as they've not replaced Karim Benzema yet. They signed Oselu, no disrespect to the Spaniard, but it's not at the quality or that level. They also lost Thibaut Courtois to an ACL injury just last week, which means they are in the market for a new goalkeeper. But I still think it is very disrespectful for Madrid to be at 2.36 against Athletic Bilbao. I mean, it's still Real Madrid. And that's why I've taken that win with all my strength. Real Madrid to win this game. I also have Leicester City against Huddersfield Town. Leicester City have been cooking in the championship. They are able to retain most of their top players. Kelechi Iheanacho and Wilfred Ndidi, Jamie Vardy, Ken Andrewsbury. All of these guys, Pereira, all of these guys are playing championship football. These are Premier League level players. These are players that were competing for European football in the Premier League just 2-3 years ago. So I think they will have too much for Huddersfield Town. And last but not least is Watford versus Plymouth Argyle. Watford versus Plymouth Argyle. Watford to win at home against Plymouth Argyle. Watford are at home in the English Championship. quick updates from the Emirates. Just segue. Willy Bolly almost put one back for Nottingham Forest, but Ramsdale was in the right place at the right time to gather that. It's still Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 0, 79 minutes of play. And back to Pundit's Corner. Those are the 8 games that me from my heart. Those are the 8 games that I give you from my heart. But let me say it again in case you missed it, because I'm feeling in a churchy mood today. Tomorrow is Sunday. Brighton home win against Luton Town in English Premier League. PSV Eindhoven home win against Utrecht in the Dutch Eredivisie. Marseille home win versus Stade Reims in the French Ligue 1. Bayern Munich win against RB Leipzig in the German Super Cup. PSG Paris Saint-Germain home win against Lorient in French Ligue 1. Real Madrid away win against Athletic Club Bilbao in La Liga. Leicester City away win against Huddersfield Town in the English Championship. And last but of course not least, Watford versus Plymouth Argyle. Watford home win against Plymouth in the English Championship. Those 8 games together, those 8 straight wins will bank you a lot of money. 2,000 naira gave me 120,000. So if that happens, I might not come to work this week. Speaking of not coming to work, still Saturday Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. OLAWALE is not here, neither is OPEYEMI, AKINYODE, but we are here. Tunde Young, Roland, Michael, and Wisdom. So let's go back to football. But let me give you that Pundit's Corner music one more time, because it really gets you in the mood to go and bet some money. Yeah, the show is still on, and the guys keep forgetting that their mics are on, and they keep talking into the microphone. But they are talking about Arsenal. Declan Rice, so the Odunayo White blasted the ball into the ground and almost, made it 3-0 to Arsenal. But Matt Turner with a spectacular save, a very, very good save actually. He had to be, at alert and to prevent that third goal from going in. But Roland, you want to talk to me about that?
I think this is the second save in about 3 minutes or about 5 minutes that he has from Declan Rice, and I think Declan Rice is really reaching for a goal, and I hope he gets one.
It's a big goal indeed.
Yeah, so but what is a realistic? I was tweeting about this earlier. I remember when Manchester United signed. This is a fantastic run by. Wow! Nottingham Forest have pulled one back. Nottingham Forest are back in this game. Arsenal 2, Forest 1. Taiwo Awoniyi, we spoke about this man. But first of all, I don't want to give the glory to Taiwo Awoniyi on that goal. That was an incredible run. I think it was Sergio Ray. I'm still trying to confirm who that was. That ran all the way from defense, ran the entire length of the pitch, and set that ball on a platter for Taiwo Awoniyi to tap it into the net past the helpless Aaron Ramsdale, who made that run. That was beautiful. Set it perfectly for Awoniyi, and Awoniyi touches the ball into the back of the net. Within 10 minutes of coming, I think it was Anthony Elanga, another new signing for Nottingham Forest from Manchester United. Elanga Banga, see that man right there. We're already showing United what they're missing. Fantastic run, lots of pace, lots of skill, ran the entire length of the pitch, and then made the right decision at the right time, put the perfect pass for Awoniyi, and all the Nigerian needed to do was put his leg and turn it to the back of the net.
I think you need to give a little bit of credit to Awoniyi too, because he came in between the defenders at the right time.
The run was very good. I'll give him that. Nottingham Forest are alive. But that gives White almost made it 2-2. Elanga again with a run down the left hand side and cut the ball back, and Morgan gives White wiped the ball, but it was well over the bar this time around. But Nottingham Forest, from position of despair, from position of they were down and out, all of a sudden they might get something out of this game.
Like I said before, when now that it's getting to the end of the game, I think they start to realize, like, okay, I mean, we are done. So let's just come out, and as they are coming out, they are able to do things now. They'll be able to get one back. and I think that is making us now to realize that they need to tighten that defense. And
Gabriel Magalhaes is coming
in.
on for the Gunners. Remains to be seen who is going to come off, but 83 minutes of play at the Emirates Stadium. And don't forget, we are having World Cup style additional time in this Premier League season. So don't be surprised if you see 7 minutes added on, 8 minutes, even 10 minutes added on. Who knows? So Nottingham Forest have a lot of time to potentially cause Arsenal some damage here. Who could have seen this coming?
I don't think anyone could have predicted it. This is something that no one saw coming. I mean, coming back at this stage in the game would have some mental effect on Arsenal, and if they are not steady, the Nottingham Forest could put one in and it could be a draw. And let me not say I'm imagining, they could come back and take a win.
Imagination one key. But Sky Havertz makes a run down the channel and takes an ineffective shot with his right foot, but recycles the ball, and Arsenal still have it, putting on pressure. Odegaard with the ball, looking back for Havertz. Arsenal look like they now realize they need a third goal. They were taking it quite easily when they were taking it quite slow when they were 2-0 up, saying they were okay with a 2-0 win. But the fact that Nottingham Forest have scored and then put instant pressure on them for looking for a second goal has shown them that perhaps this game is not as safe as we thought. So, Michael, your thoughts? Oh wow, neat exchange between Tomiyasu and Martinelli, but nothing came out of that. Is there a reason we've not seen Trossard yet?
He's in already.
Oh, he's in already.
Yeah.
Nketiah was taken out for Trossard.
Okay.
And he replaces Havertz in the midfield. Havertz goes up front. Well, he's really been kept quiet. I mean, it's still...
Yeah, Leandro Trossard came on in 73rd minute for Eddie Nketiah, and he, along with Tomiyasu, are the only substitutes that have used so far. But Gabriel Magalhaes is going to be the third, as you see him getting his final instructions from manager Mikel Arteta. It's 2-1 to the Arsenal at Emirates Stadium. The last time these two teams faced at the Emirates last season, Arsenal won by 5 goals to nil. So today is a completely different story, even though the first half looked like it was going to be another 5-0. Michael, my good man Michael, predicted 5-0, but his prediction in the mud. Eddie Nketiah with that goal in the 26 minutes, it feels like a totally different time from now. Actually, it doesn't even feel like the same game since Nketiah scored that goal after a brilliant piece of magic by Gabriel Martinelli, who has now been taken off to replace by Gabriel Magalhaes. So Arteta is sacrificing attack for defense. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, it's going back to the usual formation. I think it's now a 4-3-3 formation as it is now. Havertz, Trossard, Odegaard, and Partey. It's still the same Trossard will replace him on the flank, I guess, because that's what it seems like now. It's now Havertz, Odegaard, and Declan Rice in the midfield.
No, as it is now, Arsenal have Tomiyasu, have Saliba, have White, and Gabriel Magalhaes on the field. So it's back four, a proper back four. With I assume Tomiyasu is playing left back, Ben White playing right back, and it's Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, the normal defensive partnership. And then they have Declan Rice, they have Thomas Partey as the pivots. They have Odegaard as well. Then
I think it's a 3-man up front with Havertz, Trossard, and
Bukayo Saka. So back to the normal 4-3-3. No more messing around. And it looks like the Arsenal. Oh wow, Bukayo Saka could not convert. I think that was a decent pass by Kai Havertz. Played the pass first time, set it on the plate for Saka, but he did not have Awoni's finishing touch. But not enough for it. End to end all of a sudden. Right now
they are out already.
End to end all of a sudden. Sergio Aurier can't leg over and pass the ball directly to the opponent, standing right in front of him. Such a Sergio Aurier thing to do, but it looks like there's 3 more minutes of regulation time. Nottingham Forest are not giving up. They played the entire first 60 minutes, 65 minutes like they only came for a draw, but it seems they've sparked to life. And still Saturday Sports Cruise, Mela 98.3 FM, we're giving you updates. Arsenal have a 91% pass accuracy compared to Nottingham Forest 68. Arsenal played over 700 passes compared to Nottingham Forest 148, but at the end of the day, it's goals that matter, and the results, the score line, the most important statistics. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1 so far. Nottingham Forest made some changes. 2 of them have been effective. Anthony Elanga and Taiwo Awoniyi came on for Danilo and Brennan Johnson, respectively, and both players have combined to score Nottingham Forest's first goal of the season. Nico Williams also came on to replace Ola I know. And so far so good. It's still 2-1 to the Arsenal. They have the ball comfortable in their own half of the pitch as Thomas Partey almost gives that away, but Martin Odegaard very, very tidy in possession. We'll continue to give you updates from the Emirates Stadium and letting you know if Arsenal can hold on for this win or Nottingham Forest can equalize. But on the bright side, over 2.5 to Wally. Still taking you through the world of sports. Football is back. Most leagues have started today, and we've told you that Marseille versus Reims and PSG versus Lorient are the only two games to watch in France today. There are a couple more to watch in the Netherlands. PSV hosts Utrecht by 3:30 p.m. Erenveen versus Warwick. Ajax versus Heracles Almelo by 7 p.m. Zwolle versus Sparta Rotterdam by 8 o'clock. In Spain, in La Liga, there are 3 La Liga games today. Real Sociedad will host Girona, Las Palmas versus Mallorca, and the big one by 8:30 p.m. Athletic Bilbao versus Real Madrid, Los Blancos. Back to the Emirates, it looks like Nottingham Forest are not they are not resting on their laurels, going all out in search for that win. They have Sheku Kouyaté and Chris Wood coming in, 2 tall players, Kouyaté a midfielder and Chris Wood a lanky big striker to come in. I assume they are going to be loading more balls into the box now, putting balls in the air. Chris Wood, Taiwo Awoniyi, and now Kouyaté as aerial threats. Can Arsenal handle this?
I think Arsenal can. I mean, they can. Kai Havertz is going.
Kai Havertz is through on goal. Can it? Look, let me ask the Chelsea fan. Wisdom, were you expecting anything? As you saw, be honest with yourself.
No, serious.
As someone that has watched him for the last 3 years, Kai Havertz was actually very smart in stealing the ball from. He even used his hand. It was handball anyway, but he got the ball and he was in an advantageous position ahead of Willy Bolly. Was through on goal. But you know, Kai Havertz activities.
Yeah, most of his runs are mostly unsuccessful runs.
Come on now. I think it's harsh to judge him on that run.
Anyway, 7 minutes added on. He says the boy is dancing or the boy is bouncing. 7 minutes added on at the Emirates Stadium. Can Arsenal hold on or even add to their advantage? Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1. A surprisingly competitive game at the Emirates Stadium to start the season for the Gunners. And so maybe perhaps Roland was right to be jittery when the game was still goalless, because 25 minutes I was wondering, you are at home against Nottingham Forest. Why are you afraid? But Roland was literally shaking.
You can see the reason why, because I know, like, Nottingham Forest now they are balanced in the Premier League. They know what they are doing now. They came in a very good tactics, try to hold us now from scoring too many goals, and then in the second half put some more pressure and see if they can try to break them off, and that's what they are doing. I mean, they got a goal, and if they get another goal now, this game is far from over. It's done. I say far from over, rather it's finished. It's finished.
So are you rooting for Nottingham Forest?
No,
is that what
I'm talking as an analyst? Of course, as an Arsenal fan, I hope that the time gets shortened. That's all I can say.
Michael, I'll give you your assessment of the game so far as we enter the second minute of added time. Remember, 7 minutes have been added on. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Giving you all the updates on Saturday Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. So, Michael, talk to me. Do you think Arsenal should sit back and protect that 2-1, or try and go as attack as the best form of defense and end this game as a contest by scoring the third goal?
I mean, as it is seen now, Arsenal are just loading from there. They are not building up play properly as they were before. It shows Nottingham Forest are really. It shows that Thomas Frank really, Steve Cooper, really has a professional license, because it was different when we were seeing it in the first half. I mean, they were sitting down. Even the commentator said they were not adventurous, like they've been far from effective. They came for nothing in the game, but now we see they are up to something. They want something as well, but the game plan is what they had to stick to, and now it's really paying off for them as they are in possession again in attack to do something harmful to Arsenal, but Arsenal regains back the possession.
I think something they might regret from doing this is the fact that Arsenal might be able to catch them on the counter. I mean, they are putting so many players forward now, and it could be dangerous. I mean, just one goal in this game and it's over For if Arsenal can get a goal right now, there's no how they are coming back from that. So I think
Yeah,
as much as they
but
want to
from a
move
Nottingham
forward,
Forest perspective, you are already losing. Why will you protect the 2-1 defeat? Throw it all out. If you concede 3-1,
Yeah.
what's the difference between 3-1 and 2-1?
Okay,
So
okay.
throw it all out
I
and try and
see,
go
I
for
see.
that. Go for that equalizer. What do you think, Wisdom?
Yeah, I think Arsenal really need to be careful because they don't want to start this season the way they end the previous season, because this is the way, and this same Nottingham Forest call and confirm actually the Taiwo winning goal actually confirmed the Man City's title. So I don't think they don't need to start this season the way they end the last one. So because it will really be a bad one for them.
Yeah, it will really be a bad one for them from an Arsenal perspective. And for battles all over the world, I say, please, not our friends, just let this one go.
Please let it go.
Let this one go. Well, we're 94th minutes of action at the Emirates Stadium. Kai Havertz down on the ground. It seems Arsenal has a free kick with Leandro Trossard and Martin Odegaard standing over 3 minutes of action. Northern Forest fans obviously tense. They've done themselves proud. They've given much more of a game in this second half than they did in the first, and a lot more competitive than lots of people expected it to be, especially when you look at the way the last one went. Did Arsenal just try to waste time at home to
I think they tried to get a what do you call it, a corner kick.
They had a free kick from a position beside the corner flag anyway. Why are you looking for a corner kick from there if not for time wasting? It looks like they actually
panicking.
They tried to waste time, and it didn't. If you want to waste time properly. They ended up losing the ball to Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest now have a free kick in a dangerous position with 3 massively tall players on the pitch. Kuyate is going up the pitch. Willy Bolly is going up the pitch. Both of them are above 6 feet tall. Taiwo Awoniyi above 6 feet tall. Chris Wood above 6 feet tall. The McKenna is in the box as well. It's a team of giants.
We also have some giants in Arsenal. I mean,
Mention
Saliba.
one. After Saliba. After Saliba.
Gabriel is not.
Havertz
Havertz is tall. All these guys are very tall.
We are
guys.
talking of people that can contest it. I say Havertz is tall. Very nice volley by Sheku Kuyate, but just goes wide. 95 minutes of action. Bukayo Saka is down on the floor, grimacing and grabbing his shin. Is that a time-wasting tactic, or the man is really injured? Either way, really did step on his shin right there. McKenna first pushed Bukayo Saka to the floor and then stepped on his shin. Hopefully, this is just momentary pain and it's not a serious injury to Arsenal's ambitions, because we were talking about it off the air that Arsenal really have 2 players for every position except for the Bukayo Saka position. Well, Rice Nelson is there, but I don't really count Rice Nelson as a credible backup.
Exactly.
I don't see Arsenal starting 30 games this season with Rice Nelson if Bukayo Saka is injured. Do you see it?
No. I think they will have to look for a replacement immediately if Saka has any major injury right now. Nelson cannot play the whole season for Arsenal. They need a proper replacement.
Well, it looks like the Saka injury, like I said, was just momentary pain. Nothing serious. He's back on his feet and back in action as we enter the 96th minute. And 1 more minute for Nottingham Forest. They have a free kick. Can they do it? Can Nottingham Forest do it? Remember, Arsenal were leading 2-0. Eddie Nketiah and Bukayo Saka with 2 fantastic goals in the first half. Taiwo Awoniyi came off the bench and put himself into the limelight with a fantastic goal. Very well set up by Anthony Elanga. But former Arsenal man, Matt Turner, is set to launch the free kick and hope for the best. Can Nottingham Forest do it as we enter the last minute of additional time? They've lost the ball, and we will expect the full-time whistle in about 30 seconds from now. Arsenal blasting it everywhere, just hoping to secure this 3 points.
It feels so long right now. It feels like an hour. They should just get this over with and they should blow the final whistle so we can end this.
Yeah, 15 seconds to play. That's still be the referee's prerogative to decide when to end the game. But it looks like we are bearing down onto the 7 minutes mark of additional time. Nottingham Forest, they have the ball in a dangerous position, but they've given it away to Kai Havertz, and you get the feeling that it's pretty much it. Arsenal on the break is a 4-against-3 situation. Bukayo Saka in a dangerous position. Can he cut it back to his left? He gives it to Odegaard. Can Arsenal get the third? Oh, wide. Wide.
So close.
That was very close. Martin Odegaard on his favorite left foot just dragged this wide, but I don't think it matters that much. I think this full-time whistle should be blasting anytime from now as the central referee checks his watch. We are waiting for the full-time whistle, but Martin Odegaard just missed the very good chance to make it 3-1 to the Arsenal.
Man, I mean, I don't know. I wonder what this referee is waiting for right
Still
now.
no full-time whistle. Matona blasts it into the air, and the game continues. Apparently,
I think this is a few minutes when few seconds Saka was on the ground. I think they're trying to put that in, or maybe
the game is still in play. It's pinball now. Nottingham Forest blasting it in the air. Arsenal returning back and keep going back and forth. But Forest have a throwing, and that is it. No time for the throwing. Mikel Arteta takes the congratulations. Arsenal have started the season with a surprisingly difficult win, but still a win nonetheless. Roland heaves a sigh of relief regardless of whether his mic is on or not. The man does not care. He's just happy to get the win against Nottingham Forest. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1, Eddie Nketiah and Bukayo Saka. Two Englishmen with, African origins, Ghana and Nigeria. And a proper Nigerian man pulled one back for Nottingham Forest. As we transition now to Brighton, the Amex, the American Express Stadium, Brighton at home against Luton Town. But we'll be taking reactions to the Arsenal game nonetheless. Roland and Michael, the Arsenal fans, are still here. Wisdom and myself, the Chelsea fans, are here. But what do you think? 0913-600-410. We, of course, want to hear your thoughts. Drop your messages on Facebook and YouTube, where we are also streaming live, mainland 98.3 FM, and send your messages to 0913-600-430. Still Saturday Sports Cruise on mainland 98.3 FM. Arsenal just secured their first win of the season in their first game of the season, 2-1 against Nottingham Forest.
We are Arsenal, no mercy. We're Arsenal, forever. We are Arsenal, road to Wembley. We love Arsenal, oh yes. We are Arsenal, can't stop us. We're Arsenal, forever. Tony Adams, Ray Parlour. Tony Adams, Ray Parlour. Tony Adams, Ray Parlour. Tony Adams. Ian right, Ian right. Ian right. Ian right. Ian right. Ian right. Ian right. We are Arsenal.
Saturday Sports Cruise on mainland 98.3 FM. We are still celebrating Arsenal, and if you were on YouTube and Facebook, you would have seen the guys dancing and vibing, forgetting that they are being watched.
That song too sweet.
Yeah, actually, that's a jam. That's a bump, and we have to celebrate the Arsenal right there. Starting the season with 3 points at home to Nottingham Forest. Very keenly contested 3 points. Roland, your thoughts on the game?
I think we expected Nottingham Forest. How do I keep saying Tottenham? I don't like them so much. Nottingham Forest, we expected them to do what they did here, try to hold the game as much as they can, and then try to break on the counter and come in the second half and trying to see what they can scrap out from the game. I think Arsenal, they were a little bit underwhelming, because I expected more goals from this game. I expected at least 3 goals. Not putting in consideration the goals they might concede, but at least 3 goals from Arsenal, and they didn't do that. I mean, after the 2 goals, the game kind of dipped and they struggled. But I hope they can, Arteta, watch this and they can improve and be better in the next game and put in more goals, because City, as it is now, they are leading on goal difference, which makes them first basically, and that is not how you want to start the season. You want to start at the very top. They should have been aiming for 4-5 goals to be above City. This is my opinion on it.
But at the end of the day, it's still the first game of the season, and at this point in time, goal difference does not matter that much. You just win first, so you should be happy. Michael, do you agree?
Yeah, exactly. I expected more from Arsenal. I never expected this start, especially with the way they splashed the cash during the transfer window. And but the debutants, I mean, Declan Rice, he was really impressive today, trying to get that debut goal, trying from every corner, and I think they can get better, surely. Yeah,
they can get better, he says. But let's get the thoughts of the callers. Good afternoon and welcome to Saturday Sports Cruise on mainland 8.3 FM.
Yes, good afternoon.
Greatness. No, it's plenty for where you did.
Treble winner.
All right, thank you.
Calling you guys from Abara. Let me finish my introduction first now.
Ooh, Brighton almost scored, but go on, I hear you.
That one, they will score now. That one, she's sure banker, straight winning. So, I had one of your analysis here. anxious Arsenal fans saying that they could have scored fast. Calm down, Soro. Don't be Arsenal are so anxious to win Premier League. When Odogwu is on time, everybody bow for him. It is my time to reign in Premier League in England, in the world. You guys should allow me, let me reign finish. Real Madrid reign, where are they? Man U reign, where are they? Liverpool reign, where are they? So Arsenal understand something. It is my time to reign in England. If people say you will follow me, you will crash. Liverpool follow me. Let me finish. Today, please let me finish now. Today, Liverpool follow me, they crash. Man U follow me, they crash. Chelsea this, they crash. Where are they now? Arsenal, it is a time. It's written in the Bible. When it's your own time, no matter enemy and the circumstances that will follow you, they will all crash. I want to let Arsenal fans to know. Don't put your hope on this league. If you put hypertension on this league, will just catch person. Calm down. Don't put hope. Zero your mind. Today, do you know when Man U was winning league? I used to cry and say, when will Man City win league? When I used to watch Barcelona play 19 match unbeaten, I used to say, when will Man City be playing 19 match unbeaten? But here we are now. Man City are even doing it more better than them. So any Arsenal fan that is putting hope on this league, he will crash. It's my opinion. They are struggling to beat Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are struggling. When you watch Man City yesterday and saw how Man City decimated Burnley, then you start wondering who will now win this league. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you very much for your thoughts, greatness. And now that you have mentioned, let's even go to that Manchester City game. It was really a decimation. I mean, the 3-0 scoreline suggests,
Against
but
the newly promoted
Burnley also played quite well. And if they converted their chances, perhaps that result might have turned out a bit differently. Do you guys agree?
I agree with you because like we watched the match together, I think, and Burnley, they came out, they played very well, they were very aggressive, they went for the balls, just that they couldn't convert their chances. What they lacked really was quality in the final third. So I wouldn't say it was a decimation. I mean, Alan, the first touch of the game was a goal.
Well, of course, the result is a convincing result, but I'm just saying that City did not blow them out of the water. It was not like City were playing stuff or to the level that we known them to play before. They played well. They played as a team that is the current champions against a newly promoted team, and they had a monster in front of goal who converts 2 chances that were not even really chances, because the second goal was
converted half chances.
The first one was an half chance. The second was not even a chance, if you ask me. Like, most players will never think of a shot from there, and he scores it. So their quality in the final third was what separated them from, of course, Burnley. And there's massive difference between Manchester City and Burnley. Let's take your thoughts on Mainland 98.3 FM. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. No.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Olawale from ADIGUN.
All right, Olawale. Yeah, can you?
Yeah. No, not take kind of greatness. Really, calm down. We just start
Greatness,
the league.
calm down.
We just start the league. They won Burnley. They just come to Premiership. They won them 3-0. This Nottingham Forest that was talking about drew Man City last season. Maybe he has forgotten.
Yes.
Just remind him. Remind him. We just started. They got 3 points yesterday, and we got ours today. So we just start now. May he calm down. May he not preach for us.
All right. Your own thoughts on the Arsenal game as we losing, but yeah, we are reacting to the Arsenal game. Talking about Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Good afternoon. Welcome to Saturday Sports Crew.
Good afternoon.
I beg, don't bust my ear. Turn on your radio.
And that's and down.
All right. Talk to me about the game. First of all, what's your name and where you're calling from? Since that man is not ready for me, and still speaking of the Arsenal game, let's talk a bit about Kai Havertz, a man that has divided opinion so far. Roland seems to believe he's the next best thing after Stein's bread, and Michael seems to be on the fence. But myself and Wisdom, that I've watched him for 3 years, no, that if he didn't day, he didn't day. But well, assess Kai Havertz's performance today. Played all 90 minutes, all 97 minutes if you count additional time. He had he had 0.05 expected goals, so that means he was not getting into goal scoring positions. He didn't get particularly have a chance to miss today. He had 67 touches on the ball. He played 45 out of 51 accurate passes. That's 88% completed. 2 key passes, 2 out of 2 long balls accurate. He blocked 2 shots. He won 5 out of 9 ground duels, won 3 out of 7 area duels, lost possession 10 times, was fouled 4 times. He fouled people twice. He had 1 clearance, 1 interception, 1 tackle. Is that a decent debut?
I have to say, one of the stats there that shocked me was winning 3 out of 7 area duels. Come on now, Havertz is sick. You are 6'2" or something. How are you winning 3 out of 7?
When we're calling Nottingham Forest top player, you called Havertz as a counter.
Well, I think Havertz needs to work more on his physicality. I think. I mean, he's a very tall lad. He can be a huge.
I remember I was having this conversation before when Havertz was first signed, and you swore on everything. Havertz is very physical.
No, I said Havertz was aggressive. That's what I said.
What is physical? What is aggressive?
No, aggressive is different. Aggressive is character.
Okay.
It's in the character, exactly.
Yeah, it's character. So.
All right, Michael, your thoughts on Havertz so far?
I can just describe him as his performance as average. He could gel into a dominant team like Arsenal. I mean, he was not really outstanding. He was just like he was just on the average level. Yes, he was part of the team. That's what we can just say. He was not really spectacular, and he's not known for being spectacular. I mean, just 1 or 2 moments. The way he did it for Chelsea, the Champions League, one brilliant moment. That's just all he does. He's not really a player that gathers highlights as much as someone like Martin Odegaard or Bukayo Saka. Just that one touch, then he passed to the counter. One moment player.
He had a few 1-2s that were really good in the second half that could lead to something that Bukayo Saka didn't finish one of it. I think that particular one was very good.
Yeah, that's just what it is. So.
So you can hear the tone of disappointment in Kai Havertz so far. As a Chelsea fan, I'll tell you, get used to it. It doesn't get better for me.
I actually have a different opinion about Kai Havertz.
Go ahead.
But I don't think he's that bad.
All right.
But as Tunde Young projects him to be,
okay. Forget Tunde Young now. Is he good?
He's not that bad.
Is he good? I don't say it's not bad. It's not that bad. If I say wisdom, is this food sweet?
Okay, let me just explain why I say that. Okay, because I think the managers he worked under actually put him under pressure, because I don't think Kai Havertz is a first 11 player. Yes. It
was 65 million. It's not a first.
It's not a first 11 player.
Please, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Actually, 75 million.
Thank you very much. Your thoughts are very very. You are telling me that the sign player for 65 million is not the first 11 player.
Yes, because anytime you start Kai Havertz, you don't see him doing much. You will just be running, and all the runs are not successful. So I don't think. So, but when he come from the bench, you could see he do something, provide something that is very nice, and that is it.
Yeah, so moving away from the unsuccessful runner, I can tell you that Brighton and Hove Albion continue to put the pressure on Luton Town, but it's still goalless at the Amex Stadium. We've seen João Pedro, a new signing, making his debut, miss a glorious opportunity, one of the misses of the season, in fact. Empty net, as far as I'm concerned, and it's in my FPL. Mistake, right? But Brighton and Hove Albion still, continue to press forward and looking like they will eventually find that elusive goal. So it's still goalless at the Amex. It's still goalless at every single Premier League centre so far. All 4 3 p.m. kickoffs, yet to see a goal as we approach the 15-minute mark. So if you are one of those that like to bet on 15 minutes draw, fantastic, congratulations to you. Bournemouth versus West Ham United, goalless at the Vitality Stadium after 15 minutes. Brighton, Luton Town at the Amex, goalless after 15 minutes. 15-minute mark at the Goodison Park as well between Everton and Fulham, still goalless. Sheffield United and Crystal Palace, they never enter 15 minutes, still 13 minutes, but also goalless. Still Saturday Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. Let's take your thoughts. 0913-600-410 is the number to call. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Please. This is your radio. Thank you. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Phil Lukamobi. I was the last caller, the one I called correct time. Yes.
All right. Talk to me.
I'm a bit of number. He tell me what is good. I like it at least. Not every time. Let our coach know that there's more work to do. If you have 1-2-0 straight, in the resting on the levels that we kept a clean sheet. But now that we lost our clean sheet, nothing for us. We have to strategize more. And Kayabas was not really bad and was not really good for me in that match. He was just attacking. Defensive, he was not there. If he was there in that defensive, that goal, they would have scored that goal. Because Anthony Elanga went through his lane, their right lane. And somebody has to be distracted in order for Elanga. If that Havertz was in that midfield, Elanga won't pass through like that. But he was playing as a striker, always in the box. No position.
I think during that time where you are saying Havertz is always in the box, it was when they already removed Nketiah and he had to play that centre forward position.
Yeah, thank you very much for your thoughts on Kai Havertz. Good afternoon.
Hello, Tunde.
Yeah, greatness.
Tunde, you love countering me. But when somebody called, I was referring to your own analyst guy, the guy in studio. But somebody called after me. It's not for you to counter the guy. Tell us, greatness is referring to someone that say Arsenal could have scored 5. But if I talk, you love countering me very well.
Goodness.
So you could have told it. I'm not anxious. Me, as a City fan, I'm not eager. This is just the beginning of your Premier League. And you say we got decimated football league. Someone that scored 3. I will talk them football. Whose chance did they get? If Burnley score 1, we will score 2. Let me see. That yesterday. If they score 1, we will score 2. That will tell you how powerful Man City is in Premier League. So everybody should calm down. You people will watch and see Man City keep winning and keep breaking records. For Premier League as a threat, we will do it. That is it. If they pay anybody, just calm down. It's our turn.
All right. Thank you very much. If Manchester City do win the Premier League, they become the first team in history to win 4 in a row. So Alex Ferguson and Manchester United have done 3 in a row. I think they did it twice, but never quite was able to win 4 consecutive Premier League titles, which is what Pep Guardiola is gunning for this year as we continue to look for the first goal in the Premier League. But action is popping off in the English Championship. The early kickoff between Coventry and Middlesbrough ended 3-0 in favour of Coventry. 3 goals by Matthew Gooden, Aji Wright, and Daralenian Ungo was all it took for Coventry to win. But other games are starting to pop up as well. Southampton versus Norwich. A few years ago, that would have been a Premier League fixture. Today in the Championship, it is 1-1 after 18 minutes. Josh Sargent opened the scoring for Norwich after just 7 minutes, but in the 18th minute, there's an equalizer for Southampton. I'll tell you who scored that in a bit as soon as I have it. But all you need to know that at St. Mary's is 1-1 between Southampton and Norwich City. Good afternoon and talk to me. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, your name.
This is Michael calling from Ekpaja.
All right, Michael, talk to me.
Tunde Young.
That's an accusatory tone, but go ahead.
I stick out my neck and I bet it. Man City, they go struggle for top 4. I swear.
Man City.
Please, what's your name again? Where I'm calling from? Let me write it down.
You see that Man City I saw yesterday, they will struggle for top 4. They won't carry that league.
Okay.
I hope greatness
Man
is
City, they will not
listening.
take that league.
Who will win it? Who will win it?
You see that league? That league is between Man United and Liverpool.
All right.
And I have a question, please. Please, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
New York,
Yeah.
can Caicedo and Lavia, can they play together?
Yeah, they can play together. Caicedo, plays you can play deep, but he's also mostly a shotler. So he's a defensive midfielder with a shotler responsibility. So he can play along with Lavia. With Lavia sitting deep and Caicedo, doing the Kante role. Think of Kante and you have Caicedo, except he's a bit more comfortable in possession than N'Golo Kante. So that's why Brighton want to kill everybody with this valuation, with the price tag, because it's a pretty special player. As Danny Welbeck forced the save, Brighton still looking for that first goal against Luton Town. But yeah, Romeo Lavia can sit deep, Caicedo playing as the shotler, and Enzo Fernandez being the attacking of the midfield trio. So maybe that's even going to be Chelsea's midfield going on. But apart from Southampton versus Norwich, where we have 1-1, we've still not seen any goals in the Championship. Jan Bednarek scored the equalizer for Southampton at St. Mary's. We've still not seen any goals in the Championship, and in fact, Nathan Taylor starts for Southampton alongside with Samuel Edozie, two players with Nigerian roots, but none of the actual Nigerians in Joe Aribo and Paul Onuachu start this game. None of them are good enough to start. Aribo on the bench and Onuachu not even in the match day squad. So perhaps it was a big mistake for them to make that move last season. But we still await goals. There's a scarcity of goals in England, but in League One there are 2 goals. Barnsley leading against Bristol Rovers 1-0, and Bolton leading away to Cheltenham 1-0. So let's wait and see if there are goals. As popping on my radar, it looks like Southampton are even about to make it 2-1 right there at St. Mary's, and yeah, they've just scored. It's 2-1 to Southampton at St. Mary's. We are still waiting for more goals in the Premier League, where all 4 3 p.m. kickoffs are still goalless after 22 minutes of action. Still Saturday Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. Let's now quickly shift our attention to the women's game, the FIFA Women's World Cup. Apologies, we normally would have taken that first, but with the football action popping off, that's not playing. We have to keep you up to date with ongoing action. But we can tell you that the semi-finals have been set. Yeah, Australia are through to the semi-finals of the FIFA Women's World Cup for the first time in their history after beating France on penalties, and England also came back from behind to beat Colombia 2-1, also advancing to the semi-finals. The semi-final fixtures are set, like I said, and it's about to be a cracker. Spain versus Sweden, Australia versus England. 20 penalties were taken, 20 penalties in the penalty shootout between Australia and France. It was goalless across 120 minutes, goalless after 120 minutes. And the penalty shootout started with the French, Bacha missing a penalty, and Caitlin Ford scoring for Australia to give them the advantage. Diani equalized for France, and Catley, the original penalty taker for Australia, Steph Catley, missed to level it between both sides, 1-1. Wendy Renard went and scored for France, and Sam Kerr followed, also scoring for France. Eugenie Losemer scored for France. Mary Fowler scored as well. If Perise missed for Australia, and leaving Arnold with the opportunity, that's Mackenzie Arnold with the opportunity to win the game for the Australians, but she also missed, and Gayoro scored, Gori scored, Carucci scored, Yallop scored, Lacra scored, Ellie Carpenter scored, Dali missed. France had the opportunity to win again, Hunt missed, which was a huge moment of despair for the Australians, as they thought they had missed the opportunity. But Becho missed as well for France, and scoring the winning penalty, Australia's 10th penalty and the 20th penalty of the game, was none other than Courtney Vine to send Australia to the semi-finals of the FIFA Women's World Cup for the first time in history. Finals of any World Cup, both women and men have never been to the semi-finals. In the other quarterfinal game, we saw Colombia look like they were about to, to
do something.
to shock England. Lacey Santos scored after being set up by Linda Caicedo in the 44th minute, but Lauren Hemp pulled one back, equalized for England just before halftime, and Alessia Russo in the 63rd minute scored what turned out to be the winning goal to send England through to the semi-finals, and we'll be discussing that at length at some point in the show, doing a bit of a semi-final preview. What can be expected from these games? I mean, I don't know if anybody could have predicted pre-tournament that all 4 previous winners will be knocked out by now, but on the 15th of August, which is 3 days from now, we'll see Spain versus Sweden. And then on the 16th of August, we'll see Australia versus England. So we have plenty of time further down in subsequent shows to do proper previews. But right now, we can tell you 32 have been reduced to 4. Spain versus Sweden, Australia versus England. Still no goals in the Premier League, 3 p.m. kickoffs, but the action is happening in the post Premier League encounter between Norwich and Southampton at St Mary's. Southampton at home is now 2-2 after 26 minutes of football. George Sargent opened the scoring in the 7th minute. Jan Bednarek equalized for Southampton in the 17th minute. 21 minutes after the kickoff, we saw Adam Armstrong with a penalty put Southampton in front 2-1, and then Gabriel Sara just 2 minutes later equalized for Norwich as well. So Southampton 2, Norwich 2 in the English Championship. West Brom have also taken the lead against Swansea City. Shemi Ajayi, the Nigerian defender, with the goal in the 18th minute for West Bromwich Albion against Swansea. So the action is popping off in the English Championship. Rotherham also lead 1-0 against Blackburn Rovers, and Ipswich Town 1-0 against Stoke City. Every other game is goalless. Yeah, Roland is still in the studio along with Wisdom, both keeping a keen eye on Brighton versus Luton Town here in the studio. Saturday Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. Roland, what have you noticed in the Brighton game so far?
I think Brighton, surprisingly, Luton has been holding them really down, and the game is very intense. I'm surprised by the intensity which Luton Town has put into this game. They've been attacking relentlessly, and it's been a back and forth attack from both teams. And I think, contrary to what everyone thinking Brighton is going to win this game, this game actually end up being a draw.
Joe.
I know, Joe, but for real, this is Luton they are being wonderful. Coming from championship and playing this intense on your first game, I mean, they might be making a statement.
Yeah, but it also feels like Watford have been playing with their food a little bit, not wrapping up the chances when they get them. Wisdom, what have you noticed so far?
Yeah, it's all Brighton attacking, but the Luton Town guys have been defending really well, and I think if they continue defending like this, Brighton will not have a chance to score.
Yeah, very concise thoughts from Wisdom as Luton Town get a corner kick. The ball is still in the air. This could be dangerous, but Brighton now have a chance to break, which comes to nothing. But the message on WhatsApp says hello to everyone in the studio. I heard that Chelsea have completed Caicedo deal. Please, it is true. Modesty from Ikeja. Well, I'll say be modest with the expectations, because that is simply not true. So far, so good. No confirmation of anything from credible sources like Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein that Chelsea have even put in a bid for Caicedo. We've not heard anything of the sort. We just know that Caicedo wants Chelsea. That much I can tell you. Caicedo has rejected Liverpool because the player himself wants Chelsea. But beyond that, still nothing. Caicedo's current club is still playing. Caicedo himself is in London waiting for Chelsea to make a move. Well, Brighton at the Amex, and the coach spoke yesterday. Ooh, big save by the Luton Town goalkeeper to deny João Pedro, who has been lively for a debutant but also should have scored.
Yeah, he missed a couple of chances, I think, in the first few minutes of the game, and I think they should have really put one in by now. They've just been, like you said, playing with their food, and we never can tell. Maybe a moment of magic, and then more goals will come in after that.
All right, just an hour ago, I can tell you that Chelsea are pushing to complete the British transfer record of £115 million for Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo. According to Sky Sports News, a deal could be agreed before kickoff of the Premier League game against Liverpool tomorrow. And now that we're on that topic, perhaps let's preview some Chelsea versus Liverpool. This is our Day Sports Cruise on Mela 98.3 FM. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot we've already spoken about as we approach the halfway of the show. It's half time, basically, 1:30. 1 hour, 30 minutes into the show. It started by 2 o'clock. This is 3:31-ish. So, we've been doing this with you. We're bringing you the latest in the world of sports. My name is Tunde Young, alongside Wisdom, Roland, and Michael. And let me start with Wisdom as we do a bit of Chelsea versus Liverpool preview. What can we expect tomorrow from a new Chelsea team with a new manager, a team that looks very different from the team that struggled last year? We don't know if they will struggle this year as well. Liverpool as well, they've made several changes to the team that missed out on European football, or to Champions League football. They qualified for Europa League, missed out on Champions League football last year. So what can we expect from two teams that struggled last year? Are they going to pick up this year?
Yeah, I think they will pick up. Both teams have been, though Liverpool didn't have quite a good preseason, but Chelsea did. So I think there will be goals this time around, because their last 4 matches have been a 0-0 draw all. So I think there will be goals this time around. I will go for a 2-2 draw.
Okay. I think the last 5 games between Liverpool and Chelsea have ended goalless. I'll confirm that real quick as Michael talks to me about the game. What do you expect tomorrow at Stamford Bridge?
I mean, at Stamford Bridge, I direct to the result, I expect a draw. This is because, I mean, both teams, whenever they struggle together. When they were informed together. Like the season Chelsea won the Champions League, that's the following season. A draw home and away. Even with a red card, Chelsea held on to a draw. Both teams were informed as at then. Then last season, home and away as well. This time, it's goalless. And I think both teams, people expect much more from Liverpool. I, as an analyst as well, I think I expect more from Liverpool, but I think Chelsea will want to give it on, especially for a new manager bound in situation for Chelsea. I think Chelsea would want to give it their all as well.
All right. The last 6 games between these teams have ended in a draw. Actually, 6 games in a row, all draws. The last 4 were goalless. 2 in the Premier League, then the FA Cup final and the EFL Cup final ending goalless. I blame Moses Mount for that, missing chance after chance. But these teams, the games have always been interesting. As a Chelsea fan, I've seen every one of those games. The games have always been interesting. There have been chances created. It's just failure to convert the chances. So are we going to see that trend continue? The last time we saw goals in this game was in 2022. Was in January 2022. 2nd of January 2022. Mateo Kovacic scored that absolute blinder. The game ended 2-2.
Exactly.
All the goals were scored in the first half. The game ended 2-2. I remember that one. Before then it was 1-1. So it's not a game that necessarily produces a lot of goals. The last time anybody won this fixture in regulation time, Liverpool have won 2 out of the last 6, but on penalties. But the last time anybody won this fixture in regulation time was in March 2021. That was the last win, and it was the Chelsea win. Mason Mount with the only goal in the 42nd minute to win the game for Chelsea. Before that was 2020, Liverpool winning 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. So can we expect a win tomorrow for either side?
Let me just say this. I think tomorrow we are going to see something very different, because the two teams are different from whatever they've been the last few years. And you know, Liverpool, they've been rebuilding. Man City, rather Chelsea, they've been rebuilding, technically rebuilding, because their house is still under construction somehow. But I think it's going to be a win for Liverpool, because one thing I know about that Liverpool is the front line, you know, is not so different from what they played last season. No, it's not going to be so different from what they played last season. And that is a very beautiful goal from Brighton. They've taken the lead as everyone expected.
Wow, solid match.
Wow.
Solid match has scored for Brighton. Finally, we have a goal, and it seems there's a goal at the other center as well. Everton have also taken the lead in that one. At the same time, 2 goals have gone in. I'll tell you who scored for Everton pretty soon. I think it was Neil Maupay, but I'll confirm the goal scorer for you. Everton lead 1-0 at Goodison Park with their 5 midfielders. And Brighton have also now taken the lead. Kaoru Mitoma got the ball in a dangerous position on the left, caught the ball back to Mahmoud Dawood. Dilly gave it to Mitoma. Mitoma put it in the box, and Solimatch was there with a predatory header, a goal that the striker will be proud of. But only he is not the striker. They have 2 strikers on the pitch, but it is the right winger that got the head onto that.
This particular play that Brighton used to score, they've tried it so many times.
They did it against Chelsea in the summer series as well. They have Mitoma on that ball, or whoever is on the left on the ball, put the ball deep into the back post, and you see that somebody goes for a direct header or heads it back to the danger area. They do this a lot, and I can see the pattern you're pointing out.
Yeah. So, congratulations to them. I hope they continue to score. We need them to score more goals.
Yeah, it's been a dry opening, opening round of games. But I think it's what Michael Keane that scored the goal for Everton at Goodison Park, and not Neil Maupay as I initially suspected. We'll give you more details on that goal real quick. But Michael, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I mean, Luton Town have really surpassed my expectation. I mean, they coming close again.
Speaking of surpassing your expectation, they almost equalized immediately. Colton Morris with a big chance. The initial header, I'm trying to figure out who had the initial header that was saved by Jesus Steele. It wasn't Morris. Morris contested for the rebound. The initial header,
I think it was Morris that headed the ball and still contested for it.
Okay, if that's the case, Morris is a very hardworking man.
And this is the kind of response you want from a team like this. I mean, this shows you how what we've been talking about, how desperate they are to prove themselves, and how they've been pounding out Brighton. Though Brighton has gotten the goal ball, I don't think Luton Town is far behind them.
Yeah, Luton Town definitely not far behind. But Ayomide joins us in the studio, late coming as usual. But you came at the right time, giving your input on the Chelsea Liverpool game tomorrow. So come to where I can see you. I like seeing your face. So talk to me about Chelsea Liverpool tomorrow. What are you expecting? Whether Chelsea sign Caicedo or not, he's not going to play tomorrow. Although the club wants to be able to present him to the crowd tomorrow, especially in front of Liverpool, to pepper them. But what are you expecting tomorrow? As we see Brighton also looking for a second goal. It's the bar. Wow, Brighton should have made that 2-0. They continue to miss chance after chance. But I am going to talk to me about Chelsea Liverpool.
I feel like Chelsea will actually win the game, because even though Liverpool signed 2 midfielders, they still don't have that last midfielder. They have not signed Romeo Lavia or Moises Caicedo. So I think Chelsea will use that position as a weak spot, and then they'll end up winning the game about 1-0 or 2-0.
I might want to agree with you, because Liverpool currently do not have a defensive midfielder. They have Szoboszlai and McAllister, but neither of them are defensive midfielders. Fabinho left for Saudi Arabia. Don't forget about that. Jordan Henderson also left for Saudi Arabia. So the only senior player they have that can play that role as a deep line midfielder is Thiago Alcantara, who is not particularly defensive himself. So that might be a problem tomorrow, Michael, don't you think?
Exactly, it could be, and thank you, Ayomide, for spotting that out. I mean, that could be, but that doesn't still stop Liverpool's play. I mean,
they will attack. They will attack. Maybe their
Exactly.
plan is to outscore their opponents this season. Maybe they will say score, but we will score more than you. Maybe that's what they're trying to do.
I mean, it could even be a defender, Joe Gomez. We could see Joe Matip stepping up to that position.
Or Arnold.
Exactly, any one of them.
I even forgot.
can step-
James Milner left as well. James Milner is playing this game for Brighton, so
Yeah.
they lost James Milner as well.
I think Jurgen Klopp has a plan. You cannot really him out. He is a top manager, and you cannot expect nothing. You cannot expect less from him. Or he's always up to something. And let's see what he has in store for Chelsea tomorrow.
Ooh, speaking of being up to something, Brighton continue to attack, looking for that second goal, and it feels like Brighton should really be 3-0 up here.
They should be. I mean, Welbeck he has lost a couple of chances here. His touches are horrendous. I don't know what is happening. The manager should do something. Maybe call him to the side and just get a few. His touches have not been the best. I mean, he could have scored about 2 goals now where his touches let him down.
So we'll continue to give you updates from the Amex and other Premier League centres, where we still have 1-0 to Brighton and Hove Albion and 1-0 to Everton against Fulham. It appears the Everton goal has been ruled off. Wow. I'm seeing goalless on my screen here. I'll try to find out what happened and give you that update real quick. But it also is, right now, Brighton's goal scored by Solimatch is still the only goal in the Premier League, but they're making rounds for those of you that, you know, business side of sports. This is Saturday. You might have put something on something. I can let you know that PSV versus Utrecht, 10 minutes into that game, is still goalless, but maybe PSV will start scoring as we progress. In the Czech Fortuna Liga, that's the Czech Republic First League, is Ostrava versus Radek Klakrove, goalless. Zlin versus Liberec 1-1 after 81 minutes played. Still giving you updates. English Championship is goalless between Birmingham and Leeds United. QPR now lead away at Cardiff City. Huddersfield and Leicester City still goalless as Brighton continue to miss chance after chance. Huddersfield, Leicester still goalless in that one. Let's see if our Nigerian brothers are playing. Kelechi Iheanacho leads the line for Leicester City, but Wilfred Ndidi is on the bench. So it's Kelechi Iheanacho starting as a striker ahead of Jamie Vardy, but still yet to find that important goal. Sheffield Wednesday lead away at Hull City. Ipswich lead at home to Stoke City by 1-0. Millwall Bristol is still goalless. Preston versus Sunderland is now 1-1. Will Keane and Clark with the goals in that one. Rotherham still leading Blackburn by 1-0. Southampton Norwich is still 2-2. They finally calm down after that crazy 25-minute spell to start the game. Watford still yet to score against Plymouth, and West Brom still up against Swansea. Kotsi, a Shemi Ajayi goal. In the English League One, not Ligue 1, Ligue 1 is French. In the English League 1 is Bristol Rovers losing at home to Barnsley. Bolton Albion losing at home to Derby County. Bolton absolutely being rude guests against Cheltenham 3-0 away from home. Exeter versus Blackpool is goalless. Cambridge United leading 1-0 against Fleetwood away from home. Portsmouth leading away at Leyton Orient 1-0. Lincoln versus Wycombe is 0-0, or Wycombe as my people on the streets call it. Oxford United versus Carlisle is goalless. Peterborough versus Charlton Athletic is goalless. Portvale versus Reading is goalless. Stevenage versus Shrewsbury Town is goalless. And Wigan losing at home to Northampton in the English League 1. Why not just do the rounds and finish? Tell you what's happening in League 2 as well. AFC Wimbledon losing at home to Wrexham. Barrow losing at home to Sutton. Sutton 1-0, but Sutton are a man down. They've collected a red card. Colchester leading away at Bradford City. Gillingham leading at home to Accrington Stanley. Harrogate versus Forest Green is goalless. Mansfield 0, Morecambe 0. MK Dons leading 1-0 against Tranmere. Newport 3, Doncaster 0. Notts and Grimsby 1-1. Salford losing at home to Crawley Town. Swindon winning a 1-0 against Crewe Alexander, and the Walsall 1, Stockport County 0. Those are the score lines, not results. Score lines from the English League, from the Championship to League One to League Two, and of course the Premier League, where Brighton's goal is all we've seen so far. Action also going on in Germany. Although the Bundesliga yet to start, we are seeing cup action in the DFB Pokal. Victoria Köln losing at home to Werder Bremen. Werder Bremen leading by a goal to nil, but they are now down by a man. They've gotten a red card. 57 minutes of play, so that might affect things. Bayer Leverkusen winning away at Tutena Ottensen. Bayer Leverkusen led by Nigerian striker Victor Boniface, who is a new signing but already on the goal scorers sheet for his new club. He scored the second goal in the 42nd minute, either side of a Edmond Tapsoba goal and Florian Wirtz. 3-0 Bayer Leverkusen lead. All three goals scored in the first half. Speaking of three, Dortmund also 3-1 up against Schotts Mainz. Sebastian Haller, Julian Brandt with the goal. Sebastian Haller scored twice and Julian Brandt scored once. 3-1 Dortmund lead in that one. Other score lines so far: St. Pauli leading away at Bremen Ost. Gutesch, FC Gutesch against Austin Klein is goalless, and Dortmund about to make it 4-1 in that encounter. And those are the updates from the German DFB Pokal.
Ensemble on fait le show. On t'invite à la magie, y'a pas de raccourci. Oublie tes soucis, c'est bien faire la folie. On t'invite à la magie, y'a pas de raccourci. Oublie tes soucis. Oh, 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 oh.
Yeah, still Saturday Sports Cruise on mainland 98.3 FM. It's halftime at the Amex. Still Brighton 1, Luton Town 0. In fact, it's halftime at almost all the grounds. Bournemouth, West Ham still goalless. Everton, Fulham also goalless. Michael Keane's goal has been struck off. I think after VAR intervention. So it's 0-0 between Everton and Fulham. 0-0 between Bournemouth and West Ham. 1-0 Brighton lead thanks to Solomachi's header against newly promoted Luton Town. Sheffield United and Crystal Palace also goalless, but not at halftime yet. 45+1 in that encounter. Yeah, so Tunde Young, I'm going to take the thoughts of the guys just on the first half we've seen so far at the Amex. Before we take a very much deserved music break as we enjoy halftime. So let me start with Roland. Roland, is this all said and done for Brighton? They've had the upper hand, even though Luton have not been pushovers themselves, but Brighton look like they're the dominant side.
Brighton is the dominant side here, though they've lost so many of the chances, but they've managed to convert one. But I think if they do not convert more chances, Luton might get one back, just the way Nottingham Forest was able to get one back against Arsenal. But in this case, the Brighton needs to be 2 goals up to win that game, and now they're just 1 goal up. So I think if looking for a tactical point of view, the tacticality of the Luton Town is, I don't know, they are being fantastic. They are pressing right. They are aggressive. They are getting chances, though they've not been able to convert them, but their chances are very close. And Brighton, on the other hand, I don't know, man. Welbeck, if I was the coach right now, I would have him under the hammers because he should have converted a couple of chances there. And but let's see how the second half goes. I strongly believe this is going to be a walk in the park for Brighton, anyways.
All right, Michael.
Actually, I would have to reverse my thoughts on Luton and Luton Town. I mean, these guys have really impressed me. I never expected what I'm seeing.
You never expected it.
I never expected it at all. I mean, look, Issa Kabore, the right back, the left, right, he's the right back for Luton Town. I mean, that guy has been doing so well till Mitoma gets the chance to cross that ball to find Solimaj, who found the back of the net. But he's been the most impressive player for me so far on that pitch. I mean, the Brighton side, always you expect them to deliver quality with the kind of players they have. They've done that, but they've not been able. I mean, at a time, they were forced to shoot from outside the box because Luton Town have kept things tidy at the back. But, I mean, apart from the chances Danny Welbeck has missed from the creative players of Brighton, and I think this game is still not over for Luton Town. I think they can come out. I mean, they've tasted how the Premier League looks now, and I think they'll come out much more at Brighton at this second half, and I think something is in for them.
All right, Wisdom, talk to me on the first half we've seen so far.
Yeah, the game has been a really nice game so far, but the Brighton has been the brighter side because they are winning, but then Luton they are not giving up. So then too they are attacking really well, and most of the attack has been very dangerous, and the conversion has just been the problem. So I think when they come to second half, when they try to push more, I think they could get a goal here.
Yeah, he thinks we could get a goal. Before I take Ayemide's thoughts on the first half and then we'll go on the music break, we are streaming on Facebook and YouTube. It's actually me dropping a message on YouTube saying afternoon everyone. Where is our sweet Yemi? She's in Lagos, I can tell you that much. Arsenal struggling as usual. I doubt if they will go far this season. Anyway, glad they won. My ticket is on the line. Good to be back. So what I'm hearing is that you want to do Ote, but you also want your ticket to enter. I suggest that you stay one place. Stay one place. But I mean, before we go, tell me what do you expect from this game? Who do you think is going to win, Brighton or Luton, based on what you've seen in the first half?
Serious, to be real, I feel like anything can happen. It could be a 1-1 draw because Brighton have not been converting their chances, and Luton Town that they can come and catch a goal any moment. It can come anytime, anywhere. And Brighton, they have to get at least 1 or 2 more goals to seal the game. But Luton just need that 1 goal. So Brighton need 1 goal. If not, I feel it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
All right, thank you very much for your thoughts. I really preaching caution for Brighton. But like we told you, it's halftime in all Premier League centres as we are about to take that much-deserved music break. It's Bournemouth versus West Ham, goalless at halftime. Brighton lead 1-0 at halftime thanks to Sunday match. Everton, Fulham, goalless at halftime. Sheffield United, Crystal Palace, also now goalless at halftime. My name is Tunde Young. We've had lovely hour 52 minutes with you so far. I'll be back. The show is not over yet. We run from 2 to 5 p.m. Saturday Sports Cruise on mainland 98.3 FM. But we have to take a break. Let me catch my breath, and we'll be right back. Listen to the music. We'll be back.
When the airwaves in your market become more and more crowded, it's time to break it open and really stand out. Broken Air is here.
On mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Lagos.